All right, this is going to be part. I'm thinking this is part 5, isn't it? Maybe it's 4. All right, let's just say this is part 4. Yeah, this is Blood of Grayskull part 4. And this is the blood loss is immense. You almost severed his neck. For all his vaunted power, the mighty He-Man will be dead in another few seconds. But that doesn't matter to Triclops, right? So I guess all that matters to her is, you know, that she was trying to prove herself, I guess. So he said, I imagine he expected his death to come during some famous battle against a terrible foe, to fall as champions fall, to die valiantly as a hero, not to be butchered like a helpless hog. I am impressed by your deceit and ruthlessness. You've been secretly working for Hordak all along. I guess so. And I guess if Triclops is a more, I guess, more brazen man, he would make sure He-Man was dead. Uh, but all he cares about is the blood. It is what Hordak is paying me to retrieve. Uh, it's so strange. I was thinking about how him being a in Revelation he was like that sort of soothsayer or a priest of technology over magic. I thought that was interesting. The show was not that good, but I did like that aspect of Triclops. So he's got to go on his. You remember this thing, the rotor mobile or whatever the fuck this was. Things are about to get ugly. Flee this place, Despera, while you still can. So the mighty He-Man is dead. You're all fools. Lord Hordak does not honor promises with fools. So at some point, the Fright Zone's going to come to Anwak Gar whether they want to or not. It's like, Adam, why aren't you breathing? Where does all this blood come from? Say something. What have I done to gods? This is not happening. Oh my God, I have killed him. I was not myself. Something has possessed me. God, I don't know what that's about. Or I swear I will take my own life. Help me. Like, oh my God. So she goes to this traumatic wake-up call. You're like, oh, she knew what she was doing. Maybe. I think that you have to remember that she gave her this sword for a reason. And it's believed that maybe Saren killed herself the same way, because how could she live knowing that she killed the King of Grayskull? But fret not, for Tila appears. Stay your hand, Adora, contain your despair. I have done the most terrible thing. I have slain him. I did not foresee this. The strands of fate are murky and complex. I did not expect the cursed blade to entrap you so fast. What cursed blade? It is the blade that was used to murder Grayskull 1,000 years ago. Why did you do this? Why did you send this to me? As in the name of all that's sacred, it made me kill Adam, my own brother. I told you fate is a complex mechanism. It was vital for you to possess the blade, vital because of what you must do now. Yeah, but Tila had to do something, I guess. Adam is dead. Hush. Easier if I show you. 1,000 years ago, Saren the devoted handmaid killed the king like this. And his blood flows. It fills the ancient runes on the throne room floor, and its power activates them. So she's showing that there's more to this. And it opens a secret door. And this secret door would lead to this. Now, this is the same room that He-Man went to forge his new armor and his new sword. And you can see this is, of course, the old man, the old Gar who tended to King Grayskull, his dignitary, his advisor, I guess. The king crafted the Sword of Power. And that's where He-Man went. That's where King Grayskull went. There's another sword. Now we know what this sword should be. This is what the traitor Saren finds that night. Another sword. Grayskull did not forge one sword, but two. And the Sword of Power and the Sword of Protection. To defeat Hordax, Grayskull made his Sword of Power, and he forged the second sword to protect Eternia in case his power fell into the wrong hands. The Sword of Protection was a secret sword. No one ever knew it existed. These are the original two swords, I guess, that are sort of retconned. Everybody kind of remembers the purple and gray sword, one for Skeletor, one for He-Man, and this is sort of repurposed, rewritten. What does Saren wonder? So Saren is trying to figure out what to do. She takes that sword of protection, I think. So does she think of Adi, the treacherous leader? Was this the will of the goddess? Something more sinister? Saren turns her thoughts, and Eternia's savior, hers. So she thinks of taking the power for herself. This must be destiny. This must be righteous. She now thinks only as a mother. So she's running into the forest. She takes the sword and hides it from everyone. She will protect the sword at all costs for her child. Adi was triumphant. The Gar ruled the land, ushering in an age of terror. So eventually comes out of it as Skeletor, until resistance led by the lone surviving son of King Grayskull. So we should know who this is, right? The son of King Grayskull and Queen Vina violently overthrew them, and Adi and Saren escaped the retribution. What happened to them? Well, we know that Adi was dead, but obviously this is a King Hiss kind of thing. And there's Hero. So onward we look at Saren was never located. The resistance recovered the Sword of Power, but recognizing the temptation of its power, they chose to hide the blade away until destiny and the hand of the gods would reveal its rightful heir. The Sword of Protection. So it looks suspiciously like the classic He-Man sword. Saren still has it. The fabled Witch of Anwat-Gar, of course. So Adora has to go in and get that sword from Saren. The sword was meant for her. This is her final step. I don't recognize myself as a true heir. I'm a monster too. I lost my wits, succumbed to the curse, and killed Adam. The cursed blade releases your worst nature. For you, that was Despera. You lost yourself to it. You are not the blade. This is all, I mean, like, how do you get past something like this, right? This is not right. You're now in motion. The blade has tasted the blood of Grayskull, and it will lead you to her like a divining rod. I am unworthy. I am a killer. You withheld this truth from me, and I trusted you. The hand of Goddess moves in mysterious ways. Not good enough. You're playing me, and Adam has died because of it. It is not too late to save him. His soul has not yet slipped over to death's realm. Of course, right? The Sword of Protection has the power to heal. If you recover it from Saren, you can use it to save Adam. This is, the whole, how do we fix this problem? I'll do it, but I doubt I'll ever trust you or your words again. Swiftwind. So, Teela was in the same position asking the sorceress of Zor, why, asking Teela, why did you do this? Why did you hide the truth from me? So, it's a lot of things that are happening. Once the process is complete, He-Man will be beyond the power of the sword to save. So you got to get this done before the Fright Zone takes over Anwat-Gar completely. It's like, you could have told me, but you did not. You used riddles and lies. You used me. I will never trust you again. It's the hardest thing for Teela to go through. She was like a sister to her. This is the place. She puts on this mask. So I think it's a way of trying to fight fear with fear. The sword, I see the sword. There's the sword, and now she has to get over to it. Despera, you shall not have it. The witch from my dreams. The next part will show you how this fight turns out, but that is a very powerful witch who is not going to just let you get whatever.